I tried really hard to think if there was any other explanation, but I couldn't think of one. And then I couldn't think of anything at all because my brain wasn't working properly. I felt giddy. It was like the room was swinging from side to side as if it was the top of a really tall building and the building was swinging backward and forward in a strong wind. This is a simile, too. But I knew that the room couldn't be swinging backward and forward, so it must have been something which was happening inside my head. I rolled onto the bed and curled up in a ball. My stomach hurt. I don't know what happened then because there was a gap in my memory, like a bit of the tape had been erased. But I know a lot of but I know that a lot of the time must have passed because later on, when I opened my eyes again, I could see that it was dark outside the window. And I had been sick because there was sick all over the bed in my hands and arms and face. But before this I had heard father coming into the house and calling out my name, which is another reason why I know a lot of time had passed. And it was strange because he was calling Christopher, Christopher, and I could see my name written out as he was saying it. Often I can see what someone is saying written out like it is being printed on a computer screen, especially if they are in another room. But this was not on a computer screen. I could see it written really large, like it was on a big advert on the side of a bus, and it was in my mother's handwriting like this. And then I heard father come up the stairs and walk into the room. He said, "Christopher, what the hell are you doing?" And I could tell that he was in the room, but his voice sounded tiny and far away, like people's voices sometimes do when I am groaning and I don't want them to be near me. And he said, "What the flick flack are you? That's my cupboard, Christopher. Those are oh shit. Then he said nothing for a while. Then he put his hands on my shoulder and moved me onto my side and said, "Oh Christ." But it didn't hurt when he touched me like it normally does. I could see him touching me like I was watching a film of what was happening in the room, but I could hardly feel his hand at all. It was just like the wind blowing against me. And then he was silent again for a while. Then he said, "I'm sorry, Christopher. I'm so sorry." Then he said, "You read the letters." Then I could hear that he was crying because his breath sounded all bubbly and wet, like it does when someone has a cold and they have lots of snots in their nose. Then he said, I did it for your good, Christopher. Honestly, I did. I never meant to lie. I just thought it was better if you didn't know that I didn't mean to. I was just going to show them to you when you were older." Then he was silent again. Then he said, "It was an accident." Then he was silent again. Then he said, "I don't know what to say. I was in such a mess, and she left a note, and then she rang, and I said she was in the hospital because I didn't know how to explain. It was so complicated, so difficult, and I said she was in the hospital, and I know it wasn't true, but once I said that, Christopher, I couldn't, I, I couldn't change it. Do you understand, Christopher? Christopher, it just, I got really out of control, and I wish." Then he was silent for a very long time. Then he touched me on the shoulder again and said, "Christopher, we have to get you cleaned up, okay?" He shook my shoulder a little bit, but I didn't move. And he said, "Christopher, I'm going to go to the bathroom, and I'm going to run you a hot bath. Then I'm going to come back and take you to the bathroom, okay? Then I can put the sheets into the washing machine." Then I heard him get up and go to the bathroom and turn the taps on. I listened to the water running into the bath. He didn't come back for a while. Then he came back and touched my shoulder again and said, "Let's do this really gently, Christopher. Let's sit you up and get your clothes off and get you into the bath, okay? I'm going to have to touch you, but it's going to be all right." Then he lifted me and made me sit on the side of the bed. He took my jumper and my shirt off and put them on the bed. Then he made me stand up and walk through to the bathroom. And I didn't scream. I didn't fight. And I didn't hit him. Okay, everyone. So if you have made it this far, that's where we're going to stop for the day. Go ahead and answer the questions about the reading on the next few slides, and then you'll be out of here. Deuces. See y'all tomorrow.